Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I found it very important to film a long video or either a very short video just explaining some of the top priority books I do incorporate in my daily devotional and my daily spiritual walk with Christ. Also incorporating some music that I do surround myself with. The first book that obviously I do make it a priority to have in my daily devotional is my Bible. This is a Bible that my father had gifted to me. It is a Christian Standard Bible. Some other translations that I do really love are the NIV Standard Bible, the English Standard Bible. These are translations that I do believe are very easy to understand. They break down everything into layman terms, and they also connect it all with other verses throughout the Bible. I am a person that I love having an actual physical book in my hand. I find it very satisfying to flip through those pages, to highlight whatever I want to highlight, to star whatever I want to star. I do also have the app on my phone. I have the Samsung 8 Galaxy phone. I have the app on my phone for times that I am unable to do my daily devotional in the morning, which is specifically what I like to do. I like to get it done really before I get out of bed, before I even grab my phone to check out if I have any messages or missed calls. The very first thing that I want to do right when I open my eyes is get to know Christ more. So when I am unable to do that, or when I am working that night for work, when I am unable to do that and I work that night, I make it a priority to, at some point throughout the night, to go right into my app and try to catch up on my daily readings. I don't have much time most of the time. Most of the time, I don't have that much free time in my hands, whether it is 5 or 10 minutes, and all my patients seem to be asleep all at once, and everyone else is okay, doesn't need any help. I make a priority to open up my app and read what I need to read. Again, I find that very helpful to have. Another book that I do really enjoy reading is named The Disciplines of a Godly Woman by Barbara Hughes. This is a book that my father also gifted to me about 2 years ago, specifically in the summertime. I was going through a moment in my life where I was single and there was just a lot of questions I needed to be asked. I wasn't in the best spirits, and he gifted me this book, and at first I was hesitant to read it, but as soon as I got to the first chapter, which was Discipline for Godliness, I was drawn in. The author has a great way of speaking and just drawing a reader into continuously flipping that page. She expresses her life and how there are specific verses that helped her through it and how the Lord has transformed her life. Basically, this book is about 15 vital disciplines that help mature a godly woman and give her a meaningful shape in life. So this book is definitely a great book to read. Some of the disciplines are, again, the disciplines of godliness, disciplines of the gospel, disciplines for prayer, submission, contentment, singleness, which is something that I was dealing with. At that moment of being single, I was definitely dreading it. I wanted my significant other to be there. I wanted to have that special person I can go to and speak to. I wanted to be in a relationship. I wanted to get my future rolling and looking into getting married and all those things. And when I did become single and I realized that maybe marriage wasn't going to happen for me exactly when I wanted to, I was very upset about it. And there was definitely a phase that I did have a lot of heartbreak, and being single on top of that didn't really help. So the chapter about disciplines of singleness, she goes into how it is important for you to embrace that and for you to remember that the Lord placed you in this state of being for a purpose, and embrace that and know that you are never alone. The Lord is always with you, and you just need to trust in His plan, trust in what He is doing in your life. And while you are single, find that as a great opportunity to continuously spread His gospel, to glorify Him in so many ways that you can. Because being single, you don't have to worry about a significant other. You don't have to worry about anyone else's opinions. You just have to worry about yourself and worry about the opinion of your Lord. And use that moment of you being single to just again, bring all your attention to him, bring all your attention to his ministry, as you should also with having a significant other. But by being single, you have the opportunity to bring attention to him and to really shape your life and to shape the godly lady that you want to be in the future, the godly wife you look forward to being in the future. So this was definitely a book that I truly love, and I do encourage you to read. I find myself, continuously reading this book. I've read it about 10 times, and I find something different every time. What I also do love is that I'm a person that I love highlighting stuff. I love starring stuff, writing little notes. So every time I read this, I'm reminded in that moment of exactly what I was thinking in the moment of being single, or in the moment of wanting to improve my spiritual life, or my past journals and writing my thoughts. I can reread them, and it's amazing to see how much the Lord works in your life and how much he transforms. And at that moment, I didn't know what he was doing. I just had to trust in him. And where I am now, I never would have thought I would have been here, that he would have provided me with so many blessings and so many opportunities. So this is definitely a great book for a younger lady that desires to be closer to Christ, or even like an older lady that is counseling or a younger lady. They definitely also have this book for men, which is Disciplines of a Godly Man. I did gift that book to my fiance. So again, this is a great book for men and women. Another book which I really love, and it is probably my #1 devotional book that I've had for many years, is New Morning Mercies by Paul Tripp. This was a book that a friend of mine had suggested I look into. I was asking for it, any type of new devotionals that he was into that he could recommend for me. He gave me a list of a couple, and I did my research, and this was definitely a book that I really, just reading the back of it, I really was drawn to. So basically what it says, some of the points it has in the back of descriptions of what people have read so far, it says, these devotional readings will strengthen, nourish, and recalibrate your heart and open your eyes to behold God's fresh mercies at the dawn of each new day. Another one is Paul Tripp beautifully blends wisdom that has been gained through years of counseling, insight into the biblical story of redemption, and his strong grasp of Christ as our substitute to produce a series of daily devotionals that both warm the heart of the hurting and challenge the complacent. You will find this book to be both deeply rooted in spiritual truths and yet readable. It's highly recommended. So I also do recommend this book. This is a book that is very easy to understand, and what I love about what Paul Tripp does is that he incorporates a lot of his past experiences, and he's honest. He's honest with you, and he tells you, at that moment there may have been something he was angry about and something that he truly didn't understand, and how the Lord worked in his life, and he includes these verses I took into each day, and it's such a great book. It's an awesome book to use to get closer to Christ. Again, I've read this book so many times, and I have probably about 4 journals of every time I've read this book. Each day I write my thoughts, and again, I have a total of 4 journals, and every time I read this book, I swear I write something different every single moment. I do really encourage you to look into this book. This is a great book to look into. Another thing that I do is that I love to surround myself around gospel music. I do love to sing. I am shy about it, but I really, really love to sing. And especially being a nurse, my #1 priority in being a nurse was so that I could be a godly nurse and I can use that moment to spread the gospel. And then overall, I want people to not just see a regular nurse, but I want people to look at me and say, wow, there's something different about that nurse, and it's definitely Christ that's within her. So I love to surround myself around these books and also music. I do believe that music does play an essential role in everyone's life, and a lot of times music is so super catchy that it's very important the type of music that you listen to, because you will find yourself either humming the song or singing the song throughout your life. And if there's any song I want to be singing, or any type of song I want to be singing throughout the day, it's definitely going to be an encouraging song that leads back to Christ. So I listen to K-Love continuously. A lot of artists that I do love is MercyMe. I love MercyMe. I've listened to them for so many years. Casting Crowns, Sidewalk Prophets, Lauren Daigle, Matthew West, Hillary Scott. There's so many more artists that I do love. I also have Spotify on my phone, and I also have K-Love on my phone, but I have Spotify on my phone, which I do get to make my own worship playlist. I am continuously listening to this. I make it a priority to keep K-Love on my playing on my car. I don't like to change the channel. Whenever anyone does to change channel, I do ask them to put it back. It was definitely hard for me at first because in the past I did always listen to worldly music, and not to say that I didn't listen to gospel music at all, but I listened to more worldly music because I was going to like a worldly college. I wasn't going to a Christian college, and that was just like habit, I guess. So I did listen to K-Love one day, and they had like this, I think it's a 90-day challenge, or maybe it's a 60-day challenge, I'm not quite sure, of you just keeping K-Love on for those either 60 or 90 days. And basically already by like the 15th day or the 20th day, I knew every song on that radio station, and I loved it. I love the fact that they pray. I love the fact that they have encouraging words, and these songs I love, and they're a part of my life. So I do make it a priority to surround myself around these books. Definitely the Bible, definitely the devotional of New Morning Mercies, and the Disciplines of a Godly Woman. And I love to listen to gospel music. So I do thank you for looking into this video and taking your time out to get to know some of my favorite books. I do encourage you to seek out those books and to read them for yourselves, because only you will find out then how amazing they are. I do believe that as a Christian, each day you're improving, and each day your spiritual life is growing, and you're never going to reach that point that you're 100% there. Even as a younger Christian, and even as if you've been a Christian for so many years, you're continuously learning and continuously trying to be Christ-like. So these are some of my favorites. Thank you again for watching this video, and I'll see you soon.